I truly believe that it's essential that kids become connected with the natural environment. Makes a better student, makes a better citizen.
Is the leaf broad and flat?
Yeah, it's flat.
It's flat, it's pretty flat. And do you guys know what it means to be broad?
Wide.
Wide, yeah. So let's look at this branch. Are the leaves opposite from each other or alternate? Alternate, okay. So we go to number 5. Flip your key over.
We're getting the trees. We're looking at the leaves of the trees, and we're reading the description of the paper to see which leaf matches which one of the numbers or letters of this paper.
Are you learning anything?
They kind of grow out in bunches.
Are you learning anything?
Yeah, I'm learning the types of leaves and how they are, and if they're rubbery or if they're thorny, and just stuff like that.
Is it better to do that here than it is back in the classroom in El Rod?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's more natural and it's more, just more quieter and more different kind of leaves around and different kind of trees. I learned a lot. I've learned to share more. I've learned to be more active. I've learned to do a lot of stuff here. And I've had lots of fun. And I've learned a lot of new experiences here.
It's important to know the strength of our academic program and what we do for students of the school district. We are in support of all of the classroom academic goals. So we provide a very important service for students of the school district. So we bring students, we allow them to experience science and education in a new way. So we build their experience base, we help to develop stronger students. But primarily, we're here to support all the academic goals of the district.
Ooh, and you guys, there's something else neat. Check this out.
Hey, isn't that like a different type of moth?
It's lichen, and it's a combination of fungus and algae.
Cool.
Pretty interesting. So you can
Our
write that
instructional
down.
coordinator
It's called lichen.
follows all of
LIC.
the TEKs that are in place every 9 weeks. We also review tax results. So we have designed our curriculum around different needs for the 5th grade curriculum. We also do special requests from schools that have a weakness or something that they feel like that we can offer best when their students arrive. So we'll focus on very specific goals for different groups of students.
Take a big step up, swing that leg all the way over. Perfect. Nice and smooth. Well done. Shalisa, show me that straight arm. Here are the reins. I'd like you to hold that spot right there. And sweetie, I need your arm to be nice and straight and your hand low. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Are you breathing?
Yes.
Good. Have fun. Well done. Well done.
I think they get more hands-on experience with their science curriculum that they're learning instead of everything coming out of a book or sitting in a classroom. A really good way to study adaptations is to be able to hold a fish and look at the fins and the gills and see how they really work.
Did you know there's oxygen?
Okay, go ahead and take a picture.
So what do you think about catching your first fish?
It's pretty fun.
Pretty exciting.
You just have to be very patient.
So, did y'all have fun here?
Yes.
Oh, really? And you remember, we weren't just fishing for fun, right? What were we? Why were we fishing? What was the other reason?
To make an experiment.
Raise your hand if you can. Jordan?
To make an experiment.
Right. Glad you remember that. So, we tried our experiment. We've got a graph here of our results. So let's take a look here. We fished with 10 pieces of each bait, except the millworms. Somehow we tried 11, but that's all right. So let's go ahead and count how many we caught with each one, okay?
Today we just finished
Lauren, we've got
fishing at the creek, and most of the kids caught some sunfish, and one of the kids caught a catfish.
Did you catch anything?
Only one sunfish.
Oh, that's not bad. You learning anything doing all this? Yeah, it is.
A little while ago, in the morning, when we were learning about bird adaptations, we learned how the bird adapt, and how they hunt and how they eat.
You having fun?
Yes.
What's been the most fun you've had at camp so far?
Right now?
I think probably the most important part is just getting the kids up here and letting them be involved and experience everything. They go back with so much more than they came here with, whether it's the science curriculum that they've learned or just the friendships that they've made. They definitely will learn skills while they're here.
We just feel like the kids get an opportunity to be able to do so many different things, let alone being able to be with kids from other schools and being in this beautiful spot that's really dedicated for many years to teaching kids about nature and about the things that are in nature. And already when I've talked to the kids, they just love it, and it's just a great opportunity that they'll never forget. I've been at one school long enough to know that a lot of the things the kids remember, that they never forgot their experience here.
At the adventure block that we participated in today, one of the main goals is to get the kids to work together. And this blue strap, hold on, goes around your back. And then listen carefully to the sound of safety. So at canoeing, we typically have 2 students in a canoe. And, you know, after they gain the skills of how to steer a canoe and be safe, then they get in the canoe and they practice those skills.
So we have the compass, we have our map.
We also do during the adventure block compass. And during compass, same thing, they're learning for most of them a new skill. And then they get in groups of 3 or 4 and they're off trying to find what we call secret messages in the forest. And during compass, in their group, they have to have different jobs. Somebody who stays at the tree and points, all of them together kind of dial in to find the direction, then the ones that walk to find the next sign. So those activities are both really great for developing those skills necessary to work in a group. For all of our initiatives, the goal again is cooperation, but as a bigger team, and so different initiative activities focus on different skills. Some might be more communication, some might be more cerebral problem-solving skills, some may be physical. Others might focus on just the idea of breaking down things into smaller steps, positive reinforcement. So, you know, there's probably 80 different initiative activities that people might do here, depending on the needs they think their group, you know, needs to develop.
So animal evidence, huh?
Yeah.
That was the real thing.
We found a bird's egg that was cracked.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We found a tree that has been robbed by a buck.
Oh, a deer.
One's died, like the tree, but 2 of them are living still.
One of those little cypress trees in that area where there was a lot of buck rubs, it actually went all the way around.
I want to put a trail cam there next year.
That's good. Go ahead, Christina, what else?
And we found the pine cones that the squirrels like ripped it up and took the seeds out and cracked it open and ate it.
Another one of our blocks is conservation, using natural resources wisely. And since we're on Lake Livingston, we utilize the lake and participate in conservation projects. Sometimes we do litter pickups, we maintain wood duck boxes. And today I think the group was going out just to look at birds and the diversity of birds that that Lake Livingston is habitat for. And so the accompanying activity, Build a Bird, focuses on the adaptations of birds, the different beaks, the different feet, which enable them to, you know, live successfully in their habitat. So the kids learn about those adaptations and then they get to create their own bird.
See, you gotta get it really, really tight. Get those fingers in there.
Get that nice rhythm going.
Ow, my
That's
fingers
good.
hurt.
Just gotta get that
Oh, man,
rhythm.
my fingers started hurting.
What we do at the log cabin is we provide them with some kind of activity. It could be craft or cooking, you know, so that they can compare and contrast how it was done long ago, compare it to how crafts and cooking may take place today, or you know, compare and contrast their life and how it would be different if they lived back then versus today. Then moving on to animals, we focus primarily on the importance of animals, why people have animals, what products do we get from them, what kind of responsibilities do we have, if we choose to have a pet or a farm animal. And then the garden, we focus on where our food comes from.
It's pretty fun and to see all this wildlife and nature and see everything just go naturally.
I'm just looking at some animals and pigs and we're writing down notes. And then later on we're gonna vote which one's better.
What kind of notes are you writing down? I notice everybody has a journal. Can you tell me about that?
Like, I'm just like, first we draw a small sketch of the animal. First we write the name, then we draw a small sketch. Then we write some things that they're doing that people usually don't see. Like the sheep was biting on the wall. It was chewing it off. And the goat, there is two and they were both fighting.
Hopefully it's going to plant that little seed, no pun intended, for them to want to garden or become more involved in their school garden. And also just to see that my food does not come off the shelf at HEB. It comes from somebody's small farm or garden somewhere. This kind of experience will, as you've heard other people say, will stay with these kids for many, many years to come.
We have a number of schools, a number of teachers that find it very important to be here right before the tax test. It's a different approach to teaching the same objectives that they're working on in the classroom. So it's almost reteaching in a different way. And the lesson cycle shows you teach in one way, and you monitor, you test, and then you reteach in another way to improve or to accomplish goals that you might have missed. So we are a way to reteach that in a different way. We like to say that we help to bring textbooks alive. So kids get immersed in learning, they get immersed in a setting where science is exciting. So teachers are telling us it makes a significant difference to come right before the tax test and to see things taught in a different way.
I bet there's a lot of stuff that you've never seen before, right? Nope. You probably didn't even know what it was. Okay, well now you're going to get a chance to look at these things close up and read a little bit about them and find out some more about them, okay?
You could call it casual learning, and that's the kind of learning where kids get out and enjoy the natural environment and seek and discover and question things, become excited about things that they find.
I found a worm.
We call it experiential learning. You learn by doing and experiencing. It's discovery learning, so you look, you explore, you find things that are interesting, and so all that's called discovery learning. And one thing that we find is that we help to build better kids, better students. They live here feeling a lot more confident about their ability. And students that are confident are better test takers. So again, it's an experience that broadens the experience of a student, the pyramid of knowledge, and I think it helps to build a better student.
I don't know, there's just something magical about the experiences here that, positively influence people. So I wish every fifth grader could come up and do that. We need a third center.